Could we live on Mars? Earth, our home, our beloved planet, with vast oceans, abundant life, and the perfect balance for sustaining it. But how long can we keep it this way? Many speak of a future far from Earth, driven by potential catastrophes, meteorites, volcanoes, wars. Yet despite all the external threats we might face, the greatest danger, without a doubt, is humanity itself. Currently, 9 countries possess nuclear weapons, though the actual number may be higher. Each day, humanity faces an uncertain future. What will tomorrow bring? Faced with the seeming impossibility of changing our ways and striving to become better as a species, many propose colonizing Mars as a reliable alternative. But is it truly possible? Let's explore everything we know about Mars. Oxygen. Mars does have oxygen, but only a tiny amount, not nearly enough for us to breathe. Its atmosphere is extremely thin, about 1% the density of Earth's atmosphere, and made up almost entirely of carbon dioxide, 95%. Oxygen accounts for just 0.13% compared to 21% on Earth. On top of that, much of the oxygen on Mars is locked in minerals in the soil, such as iron oxides, which give the planet its reddish color. It's not available in the air for us to breathe. The exciting part is that we've already managed to produce oxygen on Mars. NASA's Perseverance rover is equipped with a device called MOXIE that extracts carbon dioxide from the Martian air and splits it to produce oxygen. While it's a small-scale experiment, it shows that we could potentially create oxygen for humans in the future. That said, there's nowhere near enough oxygen on Mars right now to support human life without technology. We would need to bring oxygen from Earth or build machines to generate it on site. Surface. The surface of Mars is an extreme and very different environment from Earth. Mars is called the red planet because its surface is covered in iron oxides, giving it its characteristic reddish hue. It looks like it's blanketed in red dust and sand. Mars is also incredibly cold. The average temperature is about -63 degrees Celsius, -81 degrees Fahrenheit. But it varies widely, from as cold as -125 degrees Celsius, -193 degrees Fahrenheit, near the poles in winter to as warm as 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, at the equator during the day. Even in the warmest areas, nights are freezing. The landscape is diverse. Massive mountains, such as Olympus Mons. The largest volcano in the solar system, 3 times taller than Mount Everest. Gigantic canyons like Valles Marineris, which is 10 times longer than the Grand Canyon. Dusty plains covered in craters, some resembling Earth's deserts. Mars is also famous for its dust storms, which can be massive. Sometimes these storms cover the entire planet and last for weeks, darkening the sky completely. At the poles, there are ice caps made of frozen water and carbon dioxide, what we call dry ice. These caps grow and shrink depending on the season. Mars's gravity is much weaker than Earth's, about 38%. This means if you weigh 100 kilos on Earth, you'd only weigh 38 kilos on Mars. You'd be able to jump much higher. So could we live on Mars? Let's look at the current projects. Elon Musk and SpaceX. Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, wants to build a city on Mars where up to 1 million people could live. His plan is to use a spacecraft called Starship, designed to carry 100 people to Mars on each trip. The idea is to bring equipment to produce oxygen and fuel using Martian resources, such as ice and carbon dioxide. Musk hopes humans will arrive in the next decade, though it depends on many tests and advancements. The controversial billionaire seems to be taking this mission seriously. NASA. NASA is also working on missions to send humans to Mars in the 2030s. Their strategy involves first practicing on the Moon with the Artemis program, and then using that experience for Mars. NASA is testing key technologies, like MOXIE for producing oxygen on Mars, and designing habitats and systems to sustain human life. Some proposals include building underground houses or covering them with regolith Martian soil to protect against radiation. Others suggest using 3D printers to construct homes with materials already available on Mars. There are also ideas for biodomes, like giant greenhouses, to produce food, oxygen, and water. China. China has been quietly working on projects to colonize Mars for at least a decade. They aim to surpass the US and other countries technologically in this critical race for humanity's future. But what are their true intentions? It's likely not just about experimenting or expanding our survival chances, but potentially about claiming Mars entirely and controlling what happens there. A united effort. Honestly, all nations should come together to achieve this goal. Yet we know this won't happen. The future will be as uncertain on Mars as it is on Earth. Perhaps we should ask ourselves, why are we doing things so wrong? Is there hope for us to become better people? Colonizers of our own world? Who knows? What we do know is that we are heading toward an uncertain future, with more technology and less humanity. What do you think?